Hey everyone, JT here of the So I Married a Record Collector channel with my entry for JT's Record Room contest. He recently celebrated a landmark of acquiring 3,000 subscribers over on his channel, so he came up with a cool little contest for all of us to enter. It goes in threes. We have to show three records with food on the cover. We have to show a record we recommend highly, and we also have to recommend another vinyl community channel. JT is my brother in records and initials, so I'm happy to do this. I usually don't enter these things, but I thought this would be fun. He has three cash prizes. It'd be nice if the grand prize was an all expenses paid trip to Reno to Bill's Garage with JT, but we can dream. I'd hang out with JT. He's cool. So let's get right to it and let's see our first record. My first record is from 1973 on MCA. It is Ivon Elman, Food of Love. Ivon Elman, Hawaiian native singer, known for her role in Jesus Christ Superstar as Mary Magdalene and the song I Don't Know How to Love Him, and also her later disco hit, what was it called? If I Can't Have You. This is between Jesus Christ Superstar and the disco hit. Uh, I have this, you see the food on there is Jello. Apparently, green Jello is the food of love. When I was first getting to know Heidi, and I showed her a picture of this record, she thought this was pretty funny. But we all know the food of love is a really good steak. Came out in '73 on MCA, and I picked this up for her cover of The Who's "I Can't Explain," which was sampled by Fatboy Slim, and it actually has Pete Townsend playing guitar on it. And Yvonne said in an issue of Record Collector a couple of years ago that when he came to the studio and set up his stack and started to play, he played so loud he set off all the fire alarms, smoke alarms in the building, and thought it was like really fun. So that's my first record in the entry in this contest. Ivon Elman, "Food of Love" on MCA Records, 1973. My second record entry in the contest is this: Pat Cooper, "Spaghetti Sauce and Other Delights" from late 1966 on United Artists. Pat Cooper, obviously an Italian American comedian, appealed to the Italian Americans. Probably more well known on the East Coast than anywhere else. If you want to see a really embarrassing clip, look up Pat Cooper on the Dean Martin Show on YouTube. And if you're familiar with the old Dean Martin Show, which I'm sure JT is, um, it was it was like a living room set, and somebody would knock on the door, and Dean would go answer, and a celebrity would come out, and he has Pat Cooper come out once, and he's like, "Hey, Pat Cooper," and no one in the audience reacts whatsoever. It's like, ooh, so sad. Um, Kind of an abrasive comedian, confrontational, but it's the Italian thing. A lot of you might know him from later years of always being on the Howard Stern show and fighting with his family. Howard always played that clip of him yelling, "Who told you that? Who told you that?" Came out late '66 on United Artists. I got this record for free from a collection I liberated from a basement in Old Bridge, New Jersey. So my second entry in JT's contest: Pat Cooper, "Spaghetti Sauce and Other Delights" on United Artists, 1966. Of course, you all know which album cover this is parodying. My third and final entry in the contest, and this cover is gross. Mel Brown, "18 Pounds of Unclean Chitlins and Other Greasy Blues Specialties," a compilation of his work on ABC from 1973. Mel Brown, I categorize him as soul jazz, but you can put him under blues, you can put him under jazz. Started out as a sideman, appearing on many records across the ABC family of labels: Impulse, Bluesway, but then struck out on his own, made his own solo records, a number of them on Impulse. We discovered him at my store that I worked in. My coworker and I were going through a large collection of really clean jazz and blues that came in, and out slid this record called Chicken Fat that had a guy standing on the steps of a store that had a sign called Buckets of Chitlins, and we said, "Oh, we got to put this on." And we put it on the turntable and immediately fell in love with it, which led to us seeking out the rest of his records. There was like one more in the collection, the Wizard album from this, which was the follow-up to Chicken Fat, and I found all the others on eBay, including this. Chitlins or pig intestines, just nasty. I remember at my job back home at Dun& Bradstreet, we had a chicken potluck once, and this supervisor, Vicky, brought in chitlins. And this maintenance guy, I can't remember his name, but he was sitting there dumping hot sauce on them. "Oh, these are good." And me and my friend Anthony were just like, ugh, No, I'm out of here. And we went back out on the floor and ate our dinner out there. Oh, and also besides all his work on records and his own records, Mel Brown also had a career in television. He was in the house band for numerous variety shows in the late '60s, early '70s, including the Smothers Brothers and Sonny and Cher. So my third and final entry: Mel Brown, 18 pounds of unclean chitlins and other greasy blues specialties on ABC Bluesway, 1973. And the one record I'm going to recommend is from start over. And the record I'm going to recommend is from 2020. This is the Galileo 7 and Decade, a play on the word decade. The band had been around for 10 years by now. The Galileo 7 are a British freak beat band of recent years. Feature Alan Crockford of the Prisoners and members of the Embrooks with other musicians. This is an album of covers, which has an incredible, awesome cover of Terry Reid's Tinker Tailor. I don't think you can mess up that song. But also covers of The Monkey's Circle Sky, The Who's Tattoo, Paul Revere Narrator's Him or Me, What's It Gonna Be, and Julian Cope's Renard de Fox, a song I was not familiar with, but they do it awesomely on here. This came out in 2020 on Damaged Goods. You can't go wrong with like a lot of stuff on Damaged Goods. It's just a great label, a lot of great garage and psych. So my recommendation, the Galileo 7 Decade, celebrating 10 years at the top. And the VC channel I would like to recommend is a guy who's hasn't been out there I think very long. His channel is called Rock and Doc. I'll put a link down there so you can find him. His real name, first name is Dwayne. He's up in Canada in the Edmonton area. He purchases a lot of the same music that I'd like and has turned me on to other things. A lot of garage punk, a lot of straight punk, which I'm not that much into, and also older things, glam and stuff. Seems like a rather pleasant man, and he's got a good channel. Kind of like us, not real fancy, not real crappy. Just does it, gets on there, talks about records, shows his stuff, and you learn about a lot of cool records. So check him out. That's the channel I'm recommending. Rock and Doc Dwayne out of Canada. And those are my contest entries for JT's Record Room 3,000 subscriber contest. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I win, or at least get a nice recommendation and some good comments. So take care of yourselves, and I will see you around the VC.